Hey guys, welcome to Comics with Bueller. As always, I'm Bueller. These are old interviews I've done at Comic Cons that were on live streams. They're like 3 or 4 hours long. I've cut them up so you guys can see them individually. There's people like Jim Starlin, Ming Chen from Comic Book Men, Chris Claremont, Emma Kubert, just to name a few. So do me a favor, check them out. They are a little bit dated, but they are a lot of fun, and I look quite a bit different on these videos as well. But there'll be a playlist so you can check them all out. And at the end of this video, a new video will be able to click on to see that interview. So anyways, take your time, watch them, enjoy them, and I'll see you at the end of the video. So how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing fine.
How have you enjoyed the con? I mean, this is the first con you've done in the last couple of years?
No, it's the second.
Okay.
The first convention I did was some weeks back in Pensacola, Florida.
Okay.
Which I should mention, they really managed to recover very well from being destroyed by Godzilla.
Really?
Yes. In the first couple of minutes of Godzilla vs. Kong, Godzilla destroyed Pensacola, Florida. And I'm watching this and going, well, holy crap, how are they going to recover from this in time to do the convention? But I have to say, they managed to cover it pretty well.
They did.
I mean, you cannot tell that Godzilla destroyed half the city.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yesterday, when we were on your panel, we were talking about your current project that you're working on, Maestro.
Yes.
So I was hoping you'd kind of share some of the current stuff you're doing. I think you said you had one more issue to go?
No, I have one more issue to write on the latest series.
Okay.
And then we're going to be doing at least one more limited series.
Okay. And are you going to be introducing any new villains to the prey for the new one? Because Dr. Doom was featured in the last one.
Yeah.
You don't want to spill you don't have to spill the beans. I don't want to ruin it or whatnot.
I do not want to spill the beans. The latest issue is out.
Yeah.
Which shows that the Doom Maestro relationship isn't necessarily what you expected it to be. Although then it turns out that it is exactly what you expect it to be. So I like messing with readers' expectations.
Yeah. So I noticed Maestro got his arm cut off, and then it regrew.
Yeah.
Is that a power he's always had? Did I miss something?
The Hulk is able to regenerate from damage.
Okay.
I established that back in Hulk 340 when he fought Wolverine.
Sure.
And that is
wonderful book, by the way.
And that has simply been expanded on in the recent Immortal Hulk series, in which it's pretty much established that you can put a bullet in his brain, he will recover from that.
Yeah.
So my attitude was, let's take his regeneration powers to the next level.
Yeah.
I mean, if you cut his head off, would he regenerate in the head? I don't think so. But, well, he loses an arm and regenerates another arm.
Yeah.
I mean, it just seemed to me an interesting direction in which to take it.
Yeah. So when does the next series come out?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I don't know the pub date.
There you go. But you also do the Symbiote Spider-Man.
Yes.
And a lot of those are one-shots?
No, those are all, again, limited series.
Okay.
Marvel really seems to be into doing these limited series, running 5 issues each. It's like,
well, they're the perfect size for trades.
Yes.
And that's another #1 issue.
Yes.
And those always do very well.
I mean, honestly, if I were running a comic book company, I would stop numbering them.
Okay.
Because people order a lot of copies of #1 and then automatically cut their orders for #2. I have no idea why. If you do away with numbers, people aren't going to be beholden to the issue numbers.
There you go.
So my attitude is I would just put months on them so you could distinguish, one from the other.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
All this time we've talked about stuff like that, that's never come up.
Yeah, I mean, people may order less of a #2 than they do of a #1.
Sure.
I don't know if they're going to order less of an October issue than a September issue.
There you go. Very true.
No.
You've been in the industry a long time. You've seen it evolve. What's your take on the industry right now as today? I mean, just for the simple fact that in today's day and age, there's movies and everywhere, and there's TV shows all over. That's the main thing for Hollywood is.
Well, yeah, I mean, the thing is that comic books were always viewed as some sort of a niche thing, which really doesn't make sense because if you look at the top 50 movies in box office, 46 of them are comic book or science fiction or fantasy. Not bad for a niche industry.
Yeah.
So I would say that making the movies has certainly breathed new life into comic books because, at least with Marvel, the comic books serve to provide inspiration for storylines and characters. I mean, in the Infinity War, oh my God, what's going to happen? Well, if you read the Infinity War, you'll have some idea of what's going to happen. When you're talking about movies that make billions of dollars, that certainly helps to raise your credibility and reason for being as far as the corporate honchos are concerned. That doesn't really seem to be quite happening over at DC Comics, but at Marvel, WDC's got its own host of problems. But that's certainly the case in Marvel Comics, where we have not allowed the tail to wag the dog. The comic books come first. The movies are great, but the comic books are what comes first.
Are you surprised that the success from the movies and the TV shows don't really translate into new, younger readers for comic books? Because you would think that it would, because we weren't exposed to that.
Why would you think that would? I mean, the Batman TV series came on the air.
Yeah.
Millions of people viewed it. Do you think millions of people then ran out and bought Batman comic books?
I would hope so.
No. No. Movies, television shows, these don't translate to increased sales in comic books. Mm-hmm. Reading is a totally different skill set. It involves genuine participation by the fan. A movie, you just sit there and let it wash over you. Movies require no work whatsoever. Yeah. Reading requires a bit of work. Mm. And a lot of people don't want to be bothered. I mean, years ago, I was at a playground with my daughter at the time. She was about 4 years old. In those days, people would look at her and they go, "Oh, this is your first grandchild?" And I noticed some kids running around. And they had Spider-Man sneakers and Spider-Man T-shirts and a Spider-Man hat. They were attired head to foot in Spider-Man. So I went over and chatted with the kids because, if you're an adult and you go over and start chatting with kids, what could possibly go wrong? And I asked them if they are fans of Spider-Man. And they said, "Oh, yeah, we love Spider-Man." I said, "Do you read the comics?" They went, No. They had it was like they had no idea what I was talking about. Yeah. No, they don't read the comics. They watch the TV shows, they watch the movies, they play the video games, but they absolutely will not read a comic book. When I was the age of those kids, comic books were the only medium that I could have to experience, an adventure of a comic book. Mm-hmm. Now, they're in so many different venues that the comic books are incidental. Yeah. And there's not even an awareness of it. I mean, I was in a comic book store once and I heard a little boy say with great excitement, "Mommy, look, there's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle comic books too." Oh,
not even knowing.
No, the kid had no idea that they originated in the comic books. To him, the Turtles were a cartoon series. Yeah. This is before the movies.
Sure. So we're talking about the correlation between younger audience and movies and TV. Now, let me ask you this.
Sure.
The movies and TV, as far as a speculation, making comics worth more money. Do you see the correlation between that?
No.
No?
No.
You don't think they should have, one should affect the other?
Should they? I have no idea. I'm not going to weigh in on the morality of it.
Sure.
My attitude is, do they? No. Okay. No, I don't think that the movies... Well, actually, turns out, I am told, that on some occasions they do.
Yes.
I mean, certain characters achieve sudden popularity, and suddenly the comic books that relate to those appearances suddenly jump on the marketplace.
They do. Yeah, that is.
So that apparently does happen, and I just kind of shrug and go, okay.
Yeah, it's very interesting because anytime we hear anything in that's a good option, or there's going to be an appearance, or there's tons of speculation, like the new WandaVision show. Yeah. They showed the White Vision in there for the first time. Yeah. So the comic book, the West Coast Avengers. Yeah. With him in there, it popped in price. It really went up just because of that little thing. Yeah. And my personal self, I like what's in the pages. I think that's what makes a comic book valuable to me is what's in the pages. Sure. Not what's on a TV show or a screen. Yeah. And that's the way I kind of look at it. People who watch my channel know that's the way I feel. So
Right.
hearing your thoughts on it really means something.
I don't honestly see the relevance. I mean, I must go out and now buy the White Vision. Okay, the fact of the matter was the White Vision wasn't really that interesting a character.
Yeah.
But if you really want to run out and get the White Vision, okay. I'm not going to argue with people for what they consider to be an investment.
Sure.
I mean, I don't know if people want to suddenly get the White Vision comics because they're intensely interested in finding out more about the character, or they think that they can invest in it and make some more money out of it. I don't know what their motivation is, nor do I, care all that much.
Yeah.
But I know that it does happen, and go argue with speculators.
Yeah. That's not a fun argument to have.
Yeah.
Nobody ever wins on that argument.
Yeah, really.
Real quick, do you have a favorite thing that you've worked on over your career? One that stands out above the rest?
It's like asking me who my favorite child is.
Well, I can answer that. No, it's Father's Day, by the way. Happy Father's Day.
Oh, thank you. My wife got me this T-shirt.
There you go. Awesome.
Yeah. There are some things that work better than others. I mean, if I had to pick a single Hulk story, I'd say Future Imperfect. But that's mostly because George Perez did the art.
Yes, that was beautiful.
That took it to another level. I love the Fallen Angel series that I did for DC and then transferred over to IDW. In terms of novels, I enjoy the character of Sir Apropos of Nothing, who I've written 4 novels and 1 graphic novel about. But I'm incredibly lucky.
Yeah.
I mean, I sit around at home and I make shit up.
Yeah.
And I get paid for this. I mean, it just seems kind of ridiculous.
It's wonderful.
My morning commute is 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And I just come up with these absurd notions, and people pay me stupid amounts of money. Okay. I part of me really can't believe that, but that's how it works.
It's a good life.
Yeah. Nice work if you can get it.
There you go. Well, Peter, thank you very much for joining us today.
You're welcome. Happy to do it.
It's going to be a nice, fun last day of the con.
I'm hoping so.
And like I said,
Sundays are usually kind of slow, but
yeah, that's what I'm really nice. Going to relax today and stuff. And after doing the panels yesterday with you guys, that was a lot of fun. And today I just get to sit here and talk to my audience. So thank you so much for coming by.
Happy to do it.
It was great meeting you, by the way, too.
You too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
David, really quick, can I get a picture with you?
Oh, Bob needs to get a picture, so there he goes.
Sure.
Everybody, that's Peter David, one and only.
That's actually not true.
He's getting his picture taken right now with Bob.
There's actually some Canadian guy named Peter David.
Yeah.
And this is actually a funny story.
All right.
There was a writer who worked for The Economist magazine named Peter David.
Okay.
And he wrote a book called Triumph in the Gulf. And people were bringing me copies
To get autographed?
even though his picture was on the back flap, and it was clearly not me. And his bio was said that he was British and that he was an editor for The Economist magazine. How is that me? And I finally said, you know what? I kind of call this guy. Now, it wasn't hard. It's The Economist magazine.
Yeah.
So I found The Economist. I called up. I asked if I could speak to Peter David. And I get put on hold for a moment, and then this British woman says, hello, Peter David's office. And I said, yes, may I speak to Peter David? She said, who may I say is calling? I said, Peter David. And she said, hold on, please. And a moment later, this guy with a deep British voice says, hello, this is Peter David. And I said, Mr. David, you don't know me, but my name is also Peter David, and I am also a writer. And I thought it would amuse you that people keep bringing me copies of your book, Triumph in the Gulf, to get signed. And without hesitation, he says, would you be the reason people keep asking me to sign Star Trek novels?
That's crazy. That's great. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. Now, the really depressing thing is, several years later, he died. I don't recall what it is. I want to say car accident. I think that was it. And word got out, writer Peter David's dying.
Oh my God.
And my AOL email lit up. And people said, Peter, are you okay? What the hell? Why are you writing me to ask if I'm dead?
Right.
If I'm dead, I'm not going to reply.
This is true.
And I just replied to everyone going, different Peter David.
I would have just hung up the phone. As soon as you answered, oh, he's okay. Hung up the phone. You're good to go. Did you sign any of his books?
No, of
You
course
did?
not.
Okay, I don't know.
No, why
No,
would I? didn't
Peter
write it.
David, not Peter David.
Yeah,
Right.
no, but yeah, that was. So no, I'm not the one and only Peter David. There's actually some Canadian guy named Peter David, and I was actually contacted by Citibank to find out if I was that Peter David because they had a U.S. address for me and they thought that I might be trying something.
Wow.
You know, that might be a Canadian guy who's trying to do something illegal. And I had to assure them that no, that's a totally different Peter David, you know. But so, no, I'm not the one and only Peter David.
Well, in the comic book world, you are the only one.
That's
tried.
exactly
There you
right.
go.
Okay.
Thank you, sir, very
Thank
much.
you.
Appreciate
Happy
your
to do it.
time.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful rest of the con.
Thanks, you too.
Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed those interviews. I had a lot of fun. Even the ones with Howard Chaykin, you know what? He just is who he is. But do me a favor, check out the playlist. Check out the video that pops up next. It's another interview over the years. And I think you're going to enjoy my time with these creators. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And don't forget to live your best life. You know what to do. I'll see you next time. Bye.